This is my daily planner and it's called the Plotter Narrow, and it is much smaller than my main planner, but in order for me to be able to bring it everywhere, I chose this daily planner. In today's video, I am going to talk about how I do my daily planning using the Plotter Narrow. So let's straight get into it. So why I chose Plotter Narrow? Just like its name, this Plotter planner is a narrow size, which means it is much more narrow than the regular B6 size and also the personal size. Not only that, this Plotter planner can actually fit in any of my handbag, and it is so convenient and so useful because it's also my wallet. We have the zippered compartment here that I can actually use as my wallet, where I put in all my currency notes in here and also my coins. And I have my credit card slots at the back here as well. So that's why I like this a lot. And I also have a pen slot. So this is perfect for as my daily on the go planner. So that's why I chose this Plotter Planner Narrow as my daily planner. If you want to know how I set this up, I will post a link up here because I did a video on the setup last year. You can go and check it out. I'm also planning to do an update for this current setup. So if you want to know my current setup, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell so that you will be notified on all my upcoming videos. Now let's take a look inside and I'll show you how I do my daily planning. As you can see here, I have a lot of tabs. The tabs that I am going to focus is my daily planner. I don't have a specific method. My daily planner is mainly for me to focus on things that I need to do on that day. I have any appointments, I always check out the monthly pages. And if there are any pickups that I need to do, or I need to know where I stopped my work the previous day. In short, my daily planner is my direction for that particular day. I can always use my main planner, but as you can see, this thing is huge. And in my main planner, I always do my pre-week planning. If this is my main planner where I have already planned the task that I need to do, why can't I just use this instead of having to shift everything in here? Technically, I can use this, but when I take a look at this, for some people, it may cause distraction because they can also view the next day. And for me, especially, I have a distraction problem. So if I take a look at this, I do get distracted. So that's why I like to do my daily planning in this so that the next day stuff won't get distracted to me, and I just solely focus on this and I can just put this aside. And also while working, I like to open my planner, and this size is just so convenient. I can just put it in one corner and I can place my keyboard here and start typing in with this planner in view in front of me. And if I do use this, it's going to be so big and it's going to be interrupting my entire work space, and I don't like that. So if you are someone who is as fussy as I am, I would highly suggest you to get a very small planner as your daily planner. As you can see in here, the daily page is more like a bullet journal style. There is no stickers, there's nothing. It's just what I'm supposed to do on that day. And in this page alone, I have 3 days already written in here. And in my previous planner setup was I did daily planning for 1 page per day, which I divide into 2 sections. One is for my schedule and another is for my to-dos. And I won't be able to take up a lot of inserts wherever I go, because as you can see, the Plotter planner setup is like really thin, and that's exactly what I love about this. I bring thin planners instead of a bulky one. Because I was only able to carry probably about 2 weeks of inserts in here, I decided to go ahead and do it in daily bullet journal style so that I can accommodate more page. And I want to plan really messy. I don't want to focus on stickers or all those decoration stuff because it was distracting. I simply don't have any more time. I am trying to do a lot of things because I am a solopreneur and I want to utilize my time as efficient as possible. So I like this method now because I just don't have to bother about the aesthetic part of this planning. So I just write whatever I want. As you can see here, my writing is really messy. So just to differentiate between the days, I just highlight them using my Tombow brush pens. So basically what I do in my daily planning is my daily planner acts as my reference to the things that I have to do on that day. And it is also a place where I will check out my appointments, any pickups that I need to do, any daily errands that I have to do, all goes in here. And lastly, while I'm working, I always have this planner on the side. While I'm editing my YouTube video, I know at 8 minutes, I have to put in some B-rolls or some music in. So those things, I just jot them down here so that I will just straight work on it once I complete the entire editing process. I don't have to look for any post-it notes or anything. I just look here and it's easier for me to work because this also acts as my rough paper on the things that I work on for that day. So just in case I want to refer, for example, if somebody calls me and I jot down the number, I will jot down the number right here so that when I am going back and look for the number, it will be right there in the planner section. So technically, I like this kind of layout because it also acts as a place where I plan my daily and also a rough paper that I can just write down anything that comes in on that day. So this is how the rest of the pages looks like. There's no system to it. If a stranger looked into it and they might be thinking, oh, it looks so messy and they won't understand it, but I do understand it at one look of it. So technically your daily planner needs to work for you and you will need to know your own system so that your daily planner will work for you. Another example that I did on my daily planner is while I'm doing this, suddenly some ideas will come up. So I will just write them down on the page itself. For example, on 11th of April, on Friday, I have finished my task and I need to do more later. And the problem is while you're working on your task, you may tend to forget where you stopped and the ideas that comes in your mind on what are the next step that you need to do will not be there anymore when you sit down and try to continue that book. So in order to avoid that happen, what I am doing is I will write down the next step that I need to do so that when I sit on my desk and start continuing, I take a look at my planner and I know exactly that I have to create new playlist and I have to schedule the video and I have to create the thumbnail for that. So all this are answered just because I have written them down on my daily planner. So technically what I'm trying to say is my daily planner is not only to plan my day stuff, but also all the unnecessary things that comes into my mind. I just put them in here with no structure. Everything goes in there and I can just refer to it whenever I want it. So if there are any other tasks that comes in on today, but I don't want to do it today, but I need to do it in 2 days' time, I have another technique that I use, which is I always put in my to-doist. I have it on my shortcut, so I just add the task here. And when I'm doing my daily planning the day before, I will just take a look at the to-doist and add on to the daily plan. Let's talk about how I do my daily plan. I don't do it on that day. What I do is the day before, either evening or at night. First up, I do my brainstorm. Brainstorming is technically anything that is in my mind that I need to complete. Using this as an example, I completed certain tasks and I have written down my next step. So these next steps will be continued for the next day. So those things I will add on to the brainstorm list. And also I will take a look at my main planner and see what are the appointments that I have so that I can know how much of tasks that I can commit the next day. And then I will also check my to-do list to see any other tasks that I have to complete the next day. Once I have written them all down, and then I will start writing them down on my planner. So this ruler is the identification of my today. So when the day comes, the next day, I will just flip up to this page and check on what are the things that I am supposed to do on that particular day. And on that day, as I complete my work, I just check them off. And then I write down any next step that I need to do. If my task is interrupted, I will just write them down where it was interrupted, what are the next steps that I need to do. And once my work time is finished, and I will just check off those tasks, and then I will plan my tomorrow that evening. So basically, I repeat this process, and once I am finished with all these inserts, what I do is I will take them out and I will just archive it in here. And this archive, I am just putting it here because I do tend to go and see what are the things that I have done for that particular day. For example, any payments that I have done, or I have some notes that is important. So I do take a look at that to refer some things. So I won't say that this archive is not useful. It has been useful for me a few times, and I was able to answer some questions that is posed by my family members when they ask certain things. I will just go and take a look at my calendar and I know exactly the answer for their questions. So just in case you're wondering where I got this planner cover from, this is from Yacht and Leathersmith. This is custom made size, and this is not as wide as the personal or basic size. This is slightly narrower, but this is wider than my Plotter Nero. So if I have convinced you to carry a daily planner, you don't have to have this particular planner. You can always have a small book like this, like a pocket size, and you can just use that as your daily planner, because the pocket size is just convenient for you to just put it in your handbag, either this or the reporter type notebooks, which has wired. You can always use that as well, but I don't like to use them because the papers easily tears and I find it cumbersome for me to look through certain information that I want. This is perfect for me because it carries way more information than those smaller notebooks. Another thing what I like about this is while I'm doing my daily planning, I do also put in some ideas or some things that come into my mind that I want to work on it later and it is related to my project. I can always file them up at the back here. This is for my income project and this is for my YouTube project. So I will just have them right in this planner, and this works out so well because of that. Actually, I'm sorry if I disappoint you with my such a simple daily planning system, because daily planning is really simple. It's not difficult. But here's the thing, when you do daily planning, what you need to take a look at is what are the things that you are inputting in there. It could be anything. It could be errands, it could be your work task or your house task. Anything can be put in here. But does the task that you're putting in here matters to you? We tend to get carried away with tasks that actually doesn't matter. It doesn't bring you a significant repercussion if you don't do them, but we still do it because we think that, you know what, I have to commit to it. And that's the reason why you tend to feel that you don't have much time, because you focus on the things that does not matter. And when you don't do the tasks that do matter to you and you don't complete them, that's when you feel frustrated and you feel annoyed and you feel nothing has moved and so on. For me, the most important thing for me to do my daily planning is also taking a look at my pre-week planning, because during my pre-week planning session, I have already decided what are the things that I am going to focus on. And that's when, after deciding, I will bring it to my daily planner. So your daily planner will not be successful without the pre-week planning. And if you want to know how I do my pre-week planning, I will put the link up here so that you can go and take a look there. And I have quite a bit of weekly planning, which I hope that it will give you a guide on how to do your own pre-week planning session. So that's it. And I hope you have enjoyed today's video, and I wish you best of luck to have your daily planning. And if you have any questions, do post it at the box below, and do make sure that you subscribe to watch all my upcoming videos. And that's it for today. I will see you in my next video. Bye.